Okay, let's set the scene. It's Tuesday, 6 p.m. You are standing in your kitchen and you're staring down a bag of chips. You know, the exact bag you swore you weren't going to buy. You actually made it 2 whole days eating healthy. But right now, you've had a long day, you've made, 50 exhausting decisions at work, and your brain is literally negotiating with you. Hey, just one handful won't hurt, right? And yeah, we all know how this ends. 3 minutes later, you're holding a completely empty bag. So why does this keep happening? Why do we always fail in these moments? It's so easy to just beat ourselves up, right? To think, man, I just lack discipline, or I'm just weak. But the source material for today's explainer breaks this down in such a brilliant way. Listen, this happens to absolutely everyone, and it's not because you have some moral failing or zero willpower. It's actually just because your brain is incredibly tired, which brings us to the whole point of today's explainer, the zero discipline diet, where we pit environment design directly against willpower. We're looking at a really fascinating 30-day experiment from a creator who was, frankly, just totally sick of feeling like garbage all the time. So they decided to test the absolute laziest possible solution to eating healthy. The goal here wasn't to try harder. The goal was to just abandon willpower entirely. And the science behind this is actually super interesting, because trying harder is basically a rigged game. Think of your willpower as a literal gas tank. Right when you wake up in the morning, you're pretty full. You're at, say, 70 healthy choices. But then comes the afternoon. You've been working, stressing, putting out fires, and boom, your tank is down to 20%. By dinner time, oh man, you are running on absolute fumes, maybe 5% left. This is decision fatigue in action. Every single time you say no to junk food during the day, you spend a little drop of that willpower. So by evening, you've got nothing left. That's exactly how the creator and our source ended up eating a sad gas station burrito at 10 p.m. and waking up feeling totally foggy. So what's the big takeaway from their experiment? It's this: remove the decision. Just remove willpower from the equation entirely. Because if you want to break that cycle of brain fog, if you're tired of needing a double espresso just to survive the 3 p.m. slump, you have to radically flip the script. You have to use environment design. Basically, you fix your environment one time, so you literally don't have to fight a war with your own brain every single day. Okay, so how do we actually pull off this lazy solution? Step 1 is going to hurt a little, trash the junk. I'm talking about a brutal, totally unsentimental kitchen purge. In the experiment, the creator threw away the ice cream, the cookies, that weird, forgotten frozen pizza in the back of the freezer, and even the candy they bought for guests like 6 months ago. And yes, even the unopened bag of the good chips, straight into the trash. The kitchen literally looked like it got robbed, but that brings us to step 2, stock the basics. Since your kitchen is practically empty now, you fill it up with absolutely zero prep healthy stuff. We're talking Greek yogurt, bananas, nuts, eggs, and pre-washed greens. And yeah, definitely pre-washed. Because as the creator hilariously pointed out, who actually knows how to wash a head of lettuce properly anyway? Finally, step 3, let Autopilot take over. Now, let's be real. The first 2 weeks of this adjustment period, not exactly a walk in the park. By day 3, you are standing there staring at the open fridge at midnight, just furious at your past self for throwing out all the good snacks. You're left standing there aggressively eating an apple. Then comes day 6, which is a massive hurdle. You are so sick of chicken and broccoli. The urge to open Uber Eats is so intense. You're literally holding your phone, totally ready to drop $40 on delivery, until you realize how completely ridiculous it is to have thrown away your own chips just to buy more junk. And then day 11 hits. You have a horrible day at work. You want comfort food, and there is absolutely nothing bad in the house. So you just stand there, eating Greek yogurt like it personally offended you. But right around that same time, something kind of magical happens. Eating healthy stops being this exhausting conscious choice. It just becomes what happens. Around day 10, the creator found themselves just microwaving some frozen broccoli, tossing on a little salt, and eating it straight out of the plastic container. Was it some gorgeous Instagram-worthy meal? Nope. Did it require an intense 20-step recipe? Absolutely not. It was just there, so it got eaten. It became just as automatic, and honestly just as emotionless, as brushing your teeth. You don't need wild discipline to brush your teeth, right? You just do it. And to really lock that momentum in, the source highlights a brilliantly simple psychological trick involving the number 14. You don't need any complicated calorie tracking apps or macro math here. The creator just grabbed a marker and drew a massive X on a wall calendar for every single day they stuck to this zero discipline system. And once you hit a 14-day streak, something in your brain shifts. You look at that unbroken chain of X's and you just absolutely do not want to break it. It is such a stupid, simple trick, but it completely works to keep you motivated while you're running on autopilot. Moving into week 3, we hit a pretty major roadblock. Let's talk about surviving the exceptions, specifically the week 3 pizza party. Picture this. You go to a party and obviously you eat 4 slices of pizza and a huge cookie. Now, in the old way of doing things, you'd wake up the next morning flooded with guilt. You'd tell yourself, well, I ruined the streak, and then you'd totally spiral. You end up ordering fast food at midnight and eating pure junk for the next 3 days. But the system way, it completely short-circuits that spiral. You wake up expecting to feel that familiar guilt. You drag yourself into the kitchen like it's a crime scene, and you open the fridge to find exactly nothing but eggs and fruit. Because of your environment design, a downward spiral is basically impossible. To actually ruin your diet, you would have to get fully dressed, leave your house, and drive to a store to buy junk. And let's be honest, pure laziness wins that battle every single time. The system steps in and saves you from yourself, and that brings us to the real tangible results by week 4. Now, the biggest win here actually wasn't stepping on a scale and magically dropping 20 pounds, although they did lose a few. The actual game changer was that the creator completely stopped fighting cravings. That heavy brain fog totally lifted. Their energy finally stabilized throughout the entire day, which meant those awful 3 p.m. crashes simply vanished. No more needing 3 cups of coffee just to survive a staff meeting. But honestly, the most profound result of all? They just stopped thinking about food. Those exhausting mental negotiations every single night at 10 p.m. were just completely gone. So it really all boils down to this. The best diet out there isn't the one that demands the most discipline. It's the one that requires zero discipline. What this explainer proves is that systems are infinitely stronger than willpower. Willpower is just a finite resource, and it is going to run dry by the end of the day, no matter who you are or how tough you think you are. But your kitchen environment. Your kitchen environment never gets tired, which leaves us with one final, pretty vital question for you. What junk are you going to throw away today? Seriously, don't wait around for your willpower to magically refill itself, because it's just going to drain right back out tomorrow. I challenge you to make just one single change this afternoon. Go fix your environment today, right now, so that tonight at 6 p.m., you never have to negotiate with a tired brain ever again.